I will start. My name is work with in film, theater, and also with art organizations. And April asked me to come on and share about me joining the Dreaming Morocco retreat, which I'm really excited about. So, just I met April years ago at Sundance, and I was a client of hers, and I was actually a producer on her awesome Good Bread Alley theater piece. So, know April for a while, and I'm really excited about this trip. So, first, what really got me excited about the trip was very impressed with the 17 days. Even though 17 days is a big commitment, I was really excited about the way the itinerary was set up because we get to see so many places, and sometimes when you travel, you kind of leave and you're like, there's so much I didn't see. And I really feel with this itinerary that I get to see so many different cities, town, villages, learn about the culture, learn about the food, we hear the language, see the people. So just 17 days, I feel like I will really be able to be immersed into the culture. So let me tell you a little bit about why. Hello. Let me tell you about why, I really did decide to join this. And honestly, I love to travel. I love to travel all over. I love to travel in the U.S. As a kid, my family would get in a station wagon and drive, and we would go visit relatives, and we would try to find some place each where we, to stop new and to learn about different areas, about different food. So definitely gained that kind of desire in my childhood. But also, as a graduate student, I got to study abroad, and I went to France, tour France, for 6 months. And honestly, the first month was very difficult because very limited French, but it was a life-changing event. It was the people I met from all over the world, not just the French students, but Canadian students, the British students, just meeting folks from all over the United States. It was a great experience to kind of learn the culture, and I actually was pretty much intermediate when I left there, and so I love travel, and I've traveled to Cuba and Caribbean, and that is one of the real reasons. The first reason I was like, yes, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I want to do this. The second reason is, again, I just am excited. I've heard about Casablanca, Marrakesh, and I even 5 years ago had a Moroccan themed birthday party. Just knew I loved the beauty of it, the colors of it, but honestly didn't know a lot about Morocco, but just wanted to do something different. And so this is my way of kind of being true to the culture and learning about the culture. And for me, it's a way of also getting out of my comfort zone. So even though I have traveled, I have had a desire for a long time to pretty much work abroad and live abroad since I did my graduate studies. And one of the challenges that was holding me back was not having a second language that I spoke fluently. I can order food, I can ask where the bathroom is, but I really have not sat down and said, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to, I've taken conversational Spanish, I've taken French, and I will say, even though I took 3 years of Spanish and 1 year French, actually 6 months, I actually am better at speaking French because I used it when I was there, and so I can pick up words, and I feel that when I do speak it, I speak it with a decent accent. I won't say the right accent, but a decent accent. Where Spanish, I hear no accent at all, but I'm able to read. So just want to get out my comfort zone, want to push myself to really, okay, you're immersed in the culture. Can you really go abroad and live and make a living there? So another reason why I think this is just amazing, because hearing April come back from visiting Morocco and saying, yes, I'm going to move, and these are the opportunities I have. That's one of the things I've been looking at too. What are the opportunities? What are the opportunities to go and make a living as far as consulting, teaching? Are there opportunities in investment? and or as an opportunity, honestly, just to really appreciate the culture and just immerse in the culture and just kind of let yourself go and really kind of look at how other people live, how other people live and in a culture and the importance and the values. So I'm looking forward to going to different cities and villages, meeting the people and talking to them, sitting down, breaking bread. And so that is really mainly why I decided to do this. And then what do I expect to gain? Self-development. I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to improve myself and just kind of giving myself that kick, that push that I need to, it's a desire I've talked about for a long time, and friends will tell you I've talked about living abroad, and this is kind of like the first real action to going someplace else, and not just as a tourist or traveler, but really kind of looking around and seeing what's available and seeing, okay, I see the resources in Morocco. For me, I've been thinking about Belize and Portugal for years. And so I think this will kind of help me to see the resources and see, how people are living and how I can prepare for my move. And I just think also what I talked about earlier is just kind of getting out of the comfort zone, like living abroad. I am just looking forward to that and just having a different experience and working smarter and not harder and really about the quality of life. So that's what I'm expecting to get out of it. So I was hoping, let me see, do we have any questions or people joining yet? And then when I think about what I'm most excited about, the agenda is amazing. So we're going to different cities almost every day. We're going to be traveling through villages. We're going to be traveling through cities and small towns. I mean, so many different things. So I'm really excited about getting a chance to see all of the kind of different cities and how people live. And I am going to be honest, I'm a bit picky when it comes to food. And just because I'm not a big meat eater, but I'm not a vegetarian, and I kind of eat the same thing. I love desserts, I love coffee, but when it comes to certain things, I eat the same thing, Mexican, Thai, and this is the part that's going to be a challenge where I want to open myself up and try different food. So that's what I'm most excited about. And my hope is honestly out of this to come out of it and be changed like I was when I studied abroad in France, to be more of a well-rounded person, to also not just kind of go by what's on the news or go by what we read, but really say, hey, I was there and I got a chance to sit down and talk to some men and women, and we got to talk about not only travel and do the spa, even though I'm looking forward to the spa, but about real business opportunities, how people are living, about relationships, about families. Like, I just think that is something that I haven't normally done on trips. I try to do half of the touristy, cool things you should see, and then try to also immerse myself into what is this country really about. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of it, and that's what I'm hoping that will change me. So how am I preparing myself for the trip? Because it's 17 days. So how am I preparing myself? Honestly, part of me preparing myself is doing meditation. I'm really excited about this. And what I want to do is I want to be present. I want to be present. Hello, I think I saw someone join. How I'm preparing myself is I want to be present in the moment. And so what I've been doing is really meditating on this and preparing myself mentally, and also writing in my journal about what I want to get out of it. And so in the itinerary, April has prepared the different cities we're going to. And so I have literally been kind of looking through, trying to, kind of get a feel of what the country is. And I know that's mostly, the highlights of what you want to see as a tourist. but just kind of prepare myself for each city. So when I can go, I can ask questions, be immersed, and that kind of thing. So really meditation, writing in my journals, what I want to get out of it, trying to pick out 2 or 3 cities that, that I will kind of push myself to see a little bit more of. And as far as travel, like the biggest part of this 17 days is packing right. Packing and preparing and making sure that you have everything together. So I am better at being a better packer, but 17 days can be a somewhat overwhelming. You want to make sure that you have all that you need in case of different situations. So I've started a list, and I started with the really basic things. Hello, did someone join? I see. Can you send me a note so I can see it? And as I'm going through this, please stop me and let me know if you have any questions. So what I'm sharing now is just kind of how I'm preparing in the packing stage. And so for that, I am, as I said, just kind of starting with the basics. 17 days, making sure I have my toiletries, medication, things to take care of my health. So I have a list that I'm developing for that. And then as far as clothes, that's sometimes a challenge for me, that of packing too much. And I really want to be considerate of the different weather changes. I want to be considerate of making sure that I'm comfortable, making sure that I have enough to keep me warm, making sure that I have the right things when I'm hot. So what I'm thinking about the whole thing of traveling is really having layers. And so in the layers, I'm thinking about 2 long sleeve shirts, a short sleeve shirt, a wide brim hat, sunglasses, a light jacket, and maybe 2 pair of pants, jeans because they're very heavy, and then a pair of khakis, but more long shirts and shirts, and dusters. I love dusters, and they kind of help you layer. And I think and kind of reading a lot of things about Morocco of how it could be very hot and cool, and you want to make sure that you have scarves and things to protect your face, but then it may be too hot, so you want to make sure you be able to have clothes that you can take off, wrap, and just kind of put back in your bag. So that's kind of the things. I started off with the basic things, and then what do you need as far as traveling for 17 days? No, you do not need 17 outfits. What you need is, long pants, 2 long pants, short pants. This is what I'm telling myself, and more tops and more coats to kind of layer. So preparing and the packing, and I have been doing some research on Amazon about different compression units that you can use in your suitcase. Also, I will be bringing a camera and my iPad, so want to make sure also that I have a bag that's padded for my electronics, and so doing research in that. And my goal is to have everything 2 weeks beforehand, and to start to pack, and to pack 2 weeks, and then to be able to go back and just kind of check through my list and make sure that I have everything. So April has provided a really great list on the website about all of the different things we need, and so I'm using that list plus my personal items that I would like to take. I'm adding 2 journals that I would like to take, and as I go along to be able to kind of share my experience every day in writing. So when I get back, I can have that, and to be able to share that with folks as well as pictures. And some personal items. And so, what this is, I just think an amazing opportunity. There are 2 choices, 17 days and 9-day retreat. And I'm making a commitment for the 17 day. And honestly, at first it was very scary. It's 17 days, that's a lot to be out of your life in the States. And really for me now, I'm looking at it as a commitment, and I'm looking at it as a time for me to to kind of take a step back, to meditate, to really think about what my goals are going forward, to be fully immersed in all that we see, and to be present. I think sometimes, I was just saying, my current work, you kind of always have your phone, your laptop, you're responding to different people, and you can get distracted and not sometimes finish one thing and go to the other. And for me, I know that it can get really busy, so I'm focused on being present. I'm focused on what I'm going to get out of it. I'm focused on meeting the people that I travel with. I know it's a great group of women. We're going to go through and have tours, and we're going to different as I said, cities and villages. But then we'll also have a 2-day retreat, to talk about what our goals are, objectives, some of our challenges, and to be able to sit with, a group of people that you've been traveling with, and to kind of share what you're passionate about, to share what some of your challenges are, what your hopes and dreams are, and to say, okay, this is I've seen a different way of living and been someplace that I've always dreamed about going, but didn't know when it was going to happen. As I said, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I was kind of sure it was. So this is just such a great way to come and meet people and to share and to eat food. And so I'm looking forward to all of that to help me. And when I get back, one of the things I'm hoping when I get back is that I will be able to share what I've learned while I was there, share my pictures, but also start my business plan, or I should say go back to my business plan and say, okay. And one of the things I've kind of tried to do throughout life is you have a 6-month plan, you have the year plan, 5-year plan, 20-year plan. Now, I'm really good at the 6-month, 1-year, 5-year plan. And I kind of stick to some of the things that are on there, but I really want to say, this is the time where I'm going to give me that push to start my business, to start my, consulting business, and to see what opportunities are there. I never thought about Morocco to live, but I'm open to it. I'm open to seeing what type of businesses folks have. I'm open to, maybe this is a place I will come back to, and I will meet people who I have friendships with, but also can work with. So I think it's definitely a win-win. And for those who are kind of on the fence, still trying to figure out what you want to do, I would say commit to the 17 days. But I do understand people have different commitments in their lives. So there is an option of the 9-day retreat. And it was a time where I had to say, I'm going to do this. And it went from anxiety of, oh my goodness, I have to prepare all of these things before I can go away for 17 days. And now I'm just kind of looking forward to yes, this is the 17 days that I am committed to for me. And I'm committed to, for me to go and learn about something different, to see something different, to just say, hey, I'm going to go. I have my books that I'm going to bring. I'm going to meditate and just really listen to my voice. So this is a way to go to travel and to have some of those moments that we can't have quietly in our house. But I'm excited that I will be doing it with a group of women and April leading the way, and that we get to see all of these great towns and cities that she has listed for us. So I am available for questions. I am excited for people to kind of send me a note. Actually, once you watch this video, and if you said, hey, I'm coming on a trip, kind of give me, share some of your tips. I will just kind of encourage you to go on the Facebook page and to share your tips of how you are preparing. Not only how you're preparing, but if you have challenges, say, hey, I am trying to get it to 2 bags, but I have 2 large bags. What can I do to really prepare but not overpack? Because we're going to be very mobile. We're going to be moving around a lot. So share your challenges and tips on the Facebook page. Send me a note if you have any questions or you have any advice for me. And another thing, I really would love to be fluent in another language. And so I always admire folks who can speak 2, 3, 4 languages. I admire people who who attempt. So part of this too is before I found out about this, I reached out to a couple of friends on Facebook and I said, hey, I've taken conversational Spanish and I've taken French and I don't remember much and I want to get in a group. And so for me, like that happened before this. So it's kind of showing how I'm reaching out and I want to grow in different ways. And not only that, I'm committing to, you've been having this dream for a while of living abroad, moving abroad, having clients abroad, looking at opportunities to teach and consult, being immersed in other cultures. So this came right along as I started putting that on my vision board, dream board. And so, I just encourage you too, as you are going on this journey, to, prepare. We have so many different ways to prepare. To prepare, mentally, physically, make sure you have the things that you need to take care of for your health. And I'm trying to come up with different personal goals along the trip that I will have. And, packing and making it easy for yourself to make sure you have what you need, but making it easy to kind of pack up. And I think one of the things is like, that I've heard, from several people talking about packing is that we're going to have a day, you have your luggage, but you also have that day pack and what's in that and what do you need every day, and be ready to, take photos and be ready for certain moments to capture those. And then we can kind of share pictures along the way. And I would also love for us to kind of start chatting with each other, those of us who are, already committed to going, to start chatting online and kind of sharing things we're excited about. And if we can have like a meetup beforehand, and those who want to go but not able to go right now, would love to know if there are certain things that you would like to have us share. So there's certain things that you would like to have us share about the journey. We'll be posting daily, as much as we can. And from what I understand, the internet can be sparse in some places, but I am personally going to take up trying to post per day and sharing what's happening. And we'll have people who will have photos, so we'll definitely share those. If there's something specific that those who are not going would love to see, please let us know, and we can kind of incorporate that into our daily trips. That would be great to be able to share that with you. So when the next trip comes, you're like, yes, I'm ready to go and ready to commit to that. So I've been on for a couple of minutes, about 20 minutes, and I just want to say I'm very excited about this trip. I have about a month left to plan, and I hope that you were inspired by the retreat and hearing April every day. And that's and honestly, that's another way I'm also preparing. I try to make as many Facebook Lives as I can because it's something always different. There was one that I really enjoyed, talking about the currency and how do you, money. And every time I travel, I go back and forth on whether I'll just get a few dollars in the local currency and I'll use my credit card, because that way if I use my credit card, I can track it. Or when I get there, I get money in US dollars, but do they accept US dollars? So April did a great Q&A on, currency and how we should, get right there, and then we should get our currency from the ATM machine and get US dollars. So those kind of things, I think, with the Facebook Live that she has every day, I'm always learning something. And then if you can't make it, it's posted the same day right on the page, so you get a chance to review that. But, thank you guys. Hope this was helpful in some way. Just kind of wanted to share my inspiration, why I'm joining, my excitement, what I'm looking forward to in the future, how I'm looking forward to changing me and to pushing me, gentle push to follow my dream, which is to live abroad and to work smarter and to be a global citizen. I'm really excited about that. thank you. I hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live video, Dreaming Morocco Retreat. Please join April and the team. We still have time. It's doable. We have to make the commitment. And for those who can't make it right now, we will share daily what we're doing there. So thank you so much, guys. Again, Rosalind Murphy.